The next series.
The next series that we have, Monaco-Barca.
So
what
are you guys
predicting?
least excited as I am about this series out of all the potential series?
I see you're a Barcelona hater.
A little bit.
Yeah, but they're actually
I'm
exciting team to watch.
a Kevin Punter lover, Jabari Parker lover, Barcelona hater. As a
I
whole.
don't know, man. They're
Donatas,
underrated. They're underrated.
Let's see.
If they're so underrated, give me something interesting then in your prediction.
This is a
think
end of
Barcelona-
relationship.
is underrated.
End of relationship, guys. Oh,
I really think that Barcelona is underrated.
Mike, if you're watching, please
What's
just
your
block him on
prediction,
Twitter.
Augustus? You're the only one who hasn't shown it yet. I got
Guys
3
know
3-2 Monaco.
that's my way to motivate
3-2
them.
Monaco.
I have 3-2 Monaco.
Okay, we're just matching today. Augustus, I don't know what to do. We're
don't
just
like it?
matching in everything.
That's actually good.
Okay.
I make good predictions. Guys.
Or you're now following some silly guy like me, which is not great.
Don't worry.
Okay, explain yourself, Monaco Prince.
You are on the spot, man. I mean, you should be the first one talking, and you should be doing that
I'm
already.
fine.
Why is Barcelona upsetting Monaco?
First of
Game
all,
5 in Monaco.
Game 5 in Monaco
Doesn't mean
is
shit.
not a thing actually, because Monaco's that's actually an important thing, because again I predict 5-game series and they have like they ranked only 7th in home court winning record, so that's 1. 2, they won both games, Barcelona, this season, and I thought and I saw that their physicality and their size was an issue for Monaco. That's 1.
But Daniel Tice was not there in both games.
Okay, that's cool. Monaco will have better chances to win against Barca. That's fine. I love Daniel Tice.
So without Tice, it's like 3-0 for Barcelona, just for the record, right?
No. It's
Okay.
still a very
Okay.
close game. I
Okay.
mean, especially if Chimeze Meto was healthy and was playing, it
3-0.
would be a really hard time for Monaco.
Just for the record.
Anyway, Barcelona. Why I've said that Barcelona is underrated? They actually have the best record against the top 6 EuroLeague teams among all EuroLeague top 6 teams. They won 7 of 10 games against the first seed, second seed, third seed, fourth seed. We kind of got used to see them being inconsistent in a way, like losing some stupid games against some weaker opponents from the bottom, from the middle of the table, and they were always in this play-in mix, and stuff like that. But when it actually matters, when they play big teams, they're good. And what I saw that their basketball productivity, let's say, they kept the line very consistently. Yeah. Full season, when you watch the full season stats, they were top 4, top 6 in offense and defense. Second part of the season, top 5, top 4. Last 8 games since the FIBA break, top 4, top 6. While what I don't like about Monaco, that they lack this consistency, they lack this quality. They can be really great against Olympiacos, but in the other games, they're just sloppy, and the numbers prove it as well. Full season stats, they're kind of all right. They're top 6 offensively and top 4 defensively. But in the second part of the season, even after the coaching change, their offensive productivity dropped to top 10 only, and they still kept their defense top 6, which I think will be, Monaco is always in 3.5, 4 games of the 5-game series, they're good defensively. But a lot of goes on their offense. Their offense since FIBA break was only 12th in the EuroLeague. And every time, in every playoff series, I say the same thing. Mike James will be forced to kick the ball out. Barcelona has size and bodies to stop him, or not to stop him, to contain him and to make him forced to kick the ball out. Justin Anderson is a big opponent for Mike James. Alex Abrinas, even Sotransky. It's going to be an issue. And it goes on the other guys. So, Elio Kobo, he has some injury problems. He still needs to prove himself in those clutch moments. I see a lot of 3-point shooting, when it takes, Mike James passing the ball out.
And they're not great at that.
I still do not trust them at the 3-point line. Alpha Diallo's all-time playoff 3-point shooting record is like 8%. 2 from 24 in the last 2 series. Jerome Boston game, 30%. Nick Halaitis, he's not the same Nikolaitis as he was last year. I don't expect huge things from him. Good thing that they have ties, but I don't know. I just do not trust their recent shape. I like Barca's size offensively. With Kevin Punter, they're good. If Chimezimeto was there, I would be more, let's say, secure and confident with my choice. I still think that Monaco is in a position to win in 5 games. But I thought that, okay, this is the playoff predictions. I got to be a little bit more nasty because I'm not sure what other matchups will be. And I really believe that Barca is in a position to surprise you guys and many others who think that, oh, Barca is not a sexy team. They're not that good. You know, they're a borderline playoff team in the ACB. And, you know, they never had this confidence, let's say, display and image in front of everyone. But as one smart guy from Barcelona said, that we kind of match up against everyone really, really well. So I think that they have a good chance.
Yeah, your DM is about to be lit, man, from Monaco.
I'm waiting for the Game 5 post-game tweets that happened 2 years ago.
Some people are going to be tagging you after the series, for sure.
But fine with that. That's my way to motivate them.
I was this close from writing the same thing down today in the morning. I was like, okay, I'll be controversial. I'll go one team out of all the playoff series where the favorite will actually not win.
I will have 2 more to talk about later.
We'll talk about those later, but I thought that also this is a coin flip in my head, at least. These 2 teams, when they will match up, I think it's a coin flip. I got 3-2 Monaco, and obviously you said I'm a Barcelona hater, which I have to address, because this is coming from last season, really. Last season when they played Olympiacos and I watched their games offensively, I just couldn't watch it. And
because
then
they didn't have Kevin Punter.
They didn't have Kevin Punter, and they just flipped their identity like that in one season. They used to be a top 4 team defensively. Their offense wasn't very good. This year, they're second in points scored per game on average, but they're 12th in points allowed. So they're worse defensively, better offensively, much better offensively, right? Monaco, on the other hand, they've been much more successful when their defense is actually working. And I think Daniel Thijs will be a factor here more than you think, Donatas, because you kind of write it off as, yeah, they will have Daniel Thijs.
No, of course he's a factor. He's a great player, maybe top 2, top 3 centers in the EuroLeague. The concern that I had about Thijs that even though he is great individually, he's awesome, Monaco's record with him was 5-3. And I have to admit that at least a couple of those wins, even Thijs' presence, I mean, they were close to lose those games. Because again, the quality of the entire team, the lack of some consistency, I was missing that part on Monaco's side. And Barca, they have a great momentum. They're also one of the hottest teams in the second round or just in the last 10 games.
Well, anyways, I just think that, Monaco, when they keep opponents under 80 points, they win most of their games. That's their key to victory, is actually containing. And that's what I think is going to be about. Monaco's defense against Barcelona's offense. It'll be more about Monaco's defense than about Monaco's offense in this series, in my book. Because they don't want to get into race of who gets to more points against Barcelona, because they are good in transition. They like to run. They like to their free-flowing offense, sharing the ball. They shoot very well in transition and in half-court possessions from the three-pointers. So I think you don't want to do that. You want to lock them up. And I think Monaco has better tools to do so than Barcelona does. You mentioned Justin Anderson, probably Santoransky is another guy you would think about in terms of big bodies. Abrines, of course. On Monaco side, you got Diallo, you got Blossom Game as well, you got Kalaitis, of course. Thijs, who can switch. Of course, it was exploited against Pau, where none was actually cooking, regardless what defensive system you put in front of him. He was cooking it. We know that Punter can also attack on all 3 levels. He can pull up from 3, from mid, and he can go to the rim. So, yes, I see some points where he can exploit Thijs, but he is one of the best switching big men in this league at the moment. And against other bigs, I think against Vesely, against Foul, he's an unfavorable match for them because Vesely is just coming back from the injury. Vesely can pop on offense, right? But I think Daniel Theis can definitely close out on time and then return if he needs to under the rim. And against foul, he'll have to draw him out of the paint because he can on offense score some 3-pointers. He's shooting 40% this season, Daniel Theis. So I think he'll be a big factor on Monaco's offense and defense, really. So that's why I'm seeing Monaco having a bit more tools, but I see your point about Barcelona being
We're talking
surprising.
about close series. So.
I'm saying it's a coin flip in my book. What about you, Augustus?
I picked Monaco in 5, and I think their lack of consistency is just prolonging this series. And I like Barcelona. I like the way they play. They're fast. They're physical, aggressive. If they catch fire, they can be super unstoppable. I mean, Dario Bruzella had his best, if not one of the best games of the season against Monaco. I think he scored 27 the last time these two teams played. But also Monaco, why I picked this series to be a 5-game series. Monaco, in all 3 years of the EuroLeague, their series have been 5-game series. And they don't have a home court advantage, so I wouldn't be shocked if they drop. I wouldn't be shocked if the series goes a split in Monaco, a split in Barcelona, and game 5 in Monaco, and Monaco wins. Why? Because I think in long series, they just have more options. I think they have way more guards to choose from. They have Mike, they have Okobo, they have Jordan Lloyd. They have Nick Kaladis, although he's not in the greatest shape of his career, but we all saw what he did last season. At the same time, Barcelona only has Satoransky, Brizuela, Punter, and maybe Abrines, in those guard spots. And I think in a long series, Monaco wins in this department. Plus Theis with his switch all ability, like he can just make things for Barcelona that much harder. And I think also on offense, what Theis brings, like how do you stop Mike and Theis' pick and roll? How do you stop Okobo's and Theis' pick and roll? How do you stop if he pops? Do you go to switch all defense with Vesely? Because really, Hernan Gomez, I'm not sure how much time he's spending on the court in this series. Yusuf Afal, I'm not sure either. Like, it's going to be Jan Vesely. That's why I think Chimezi Metu and his injury plays a huge part here. And I would have even said like 3-1 Monaco, but just their lack of consistency, as Donatas said. They might play one game really well, then in the other game you won't recognize them anymore because they're not making any shots. They lack some kind of sense of urgency, but I still think Monaco is the better team here and they're going to win in 5.
And I have one more factor I think that we haven't mentioned, and it's coaching. And even though Spanoulis is a younger and less experienced coach, I think in this series they'll have an edge in coaching adjustments, because the way that Vasilis Spanoulis sees the game, in what detail he tries to analyze it, and what adjustments he could make potentially, I think is going to play a big part against Peñarola's more like free-flowing, give it to the players offense. And I think those adjustments you were talking about, are they going to play switch all defense with Wesley? All these questions, I think as a tactician, Vasilis Spanoulis will make the better decisions in the long run. And we're talking about Mr. Clutch, Vasilis Spanoulis, having Mr. Clutch, Mike James and his team in a clutch Game 5. That's why I would also give it to Monaco.
And probably a thing to watch for me in this series is just Mike James offensively and defensively. And what I mean by that is that Barcelona put Justin Anderson on him in these games, and as they usually do, on the best perimeter ball handler of the opposing team, they put Justin Anderson. He's physical, he's quick, so that's going to be an interesting matchup. And I'm interested to see how Barcelona attack him. Like, usually Monaco put him on a, let's say, the least dangerous offensive player. But if you're putting him on Satoransky, then Satoransky can just post up and be a threat, give Barca offensive versatility, try to target Mike. So I'm looking forward to seeing, just Mike James on both sides of the court. But I still think in the playoffs, he knows what to do. And yeah, I think he's going to win his team another series.
By the way, Barcelona actually displayed one of the best defenses against Mike James this season. Although he was averaging 17 points per game, his
30%?
efficiency was 14.5 points, tied for the biggest scoring to efficiency drop ratio comparing to his performances against all teams. And it has been heavily impacted by two things: turnovers, 3 turnovers per game, and as I mentioned, shooting. 21% from 2, second worst if we compare against the all teams. What's actually interesting that against Pau, from the 2-point zone, he was making only 7.7% of 2-point shots, 1 of 13. Anyways, I have, like, you mentioned good thing about lack of depth in scoring creators for Barca, because my two main concerns for Barca are these. If Kevin Punter is limited, stopped, if it was peak Nikolatis, maybe they could do something like they did with Fenerbahce last year on Mike James, but it's a different position, different role. But anyways, if they find a way to limit Kevin Punter, which Vasilis Panoulis and Monaco's defensive potential is capable of doing, that's a tough life offensively for Barca. That's one. And only if one of those Monaco guys step up offensively, like potential X factors, if Alpha Diallo is not facing another playoff shooting slump, if Jaron Blossomgame, who actually produced good numbers at the end of the regular season, also makes those 3-pointers, is really efficient offensively. If Elio Kobo, his experience and becoming more mature steps up his game, I mean, I could easily see shifting the series and Monaco winning in a 5. But it's just a matter of those ifs, small tweaks, momentum, luck, and again, should be great series.
Yeah, I think so.